Oh, come on! Wow. Not firing, really? If I was gonna fire, I joined it. It was like 8 people with 8 minutes to spare, and then just no one. I mean, it's sad. I guess we can play a league if we need to. MTGO is dead. I think prelims are a little bit dead since there's so many challenges. And people just prefer to play in challenges than they do in prelims. Because all the challenges they fire, no trouble. So I think it's kind of hard to say that MTGO is dead. It's maybe that the prelims are not the most attractive type of a tournament anymore, because previously, like, people who wanted to have some competition, they play the prelims, but you can just play challenges. 4 challenges today, right? There's so many options, so. Honest problem, super high value if you value the QPs a lot, which I guess I don't even, so they're not particularly high value for me. But like, I have a lot of QPs. So remaining Moxes season ending July 14th. 6 showcase challenges, 7 super LCQs, 5 LCQs, and 24 LCQs. You need 1400 QPs to play all of them, but if you don't count the LCQs, then it's way less. 6, 7, 5, 18 razy 4. Oh, still would need a good amount, I guess. I was about to play this black green Golari Lantern. Oh, 9 people. Holy shit, maybe we're gonna get there. Shadow Titan 1, you're a hero, but are you capable of bringing 3 of your friends? Jendrik is probably asleep, so he wouldn't join. I think it starts, well, probably not at this point. But just hold for a little bit more chat, and if not, we fire up a league. Double Q with Lantern, I'm not sure if it's something I ever tried to do. I think I always had the wisdom to not do that, I guess. Let's look at some spoilers. What's the lore on Ulalek? Why did they get fused? Discuss. So what the hell is this beanie? It looks so off. The son of Ulamog. Well, it's the fused atrocity, so I assume it is Ulamog. Well, I guess it is not Ulamog and Kozilek fused. It's just somebody fused, because it's not Ulamog and Kozilek when this is so small, right? But like, what's the deal with this beanie? It's fucked up. I guess this is just a legendary monster of combined broods. Do I like the reprint of Wirewood symbiote in Modern? I don't know what the symbiote does, really. It's fine, it's probably bad. The entire elf stack is 1 toughness cards, it's so easy to punish, right? You untap a creature, so... Like, what do you want to untap? You want to untap... Elvish Archdruid? Top Slammer Elf? Holy fuck, that's crazy. What do you guys untap in Legacy? You probably untap Elvish Reclaimer in Legacy with it, so like, I guess that's not really a place to look. But what did you guys use to untap with it in Legacy? I guess Elves is not really a deck. Priest of Titania is an MH3, no more reason to play Archdruid, fair. Holy shit, poor Elves. Elves, 5 color. Oak Street Innkeeper, a classic elf. Natural Order. Once upon a time. This is funny. Leaf Crown Visionary. Kurde, jakbyś nie spierdalał mi wszystkiego na podłogę, to... Wiesz, jakby było zajebiście by było. I mean, like, elves seemed like tame and stoppable enough. So like, it can only be nice to exist. Because, like, a deck like elves, you can stop it to this with the same ease and to the same extent as you can stop Dredge. Like, the hate cards are of the same level. Yet, of course, else is gonna be no Dredge. Proverbial Dredge, I guess, not the actual Dredge. Koram the Undertaker. When it attacks, each player mills a card. That's a fucked up effect. Legendary creature Eldrazi. Scions and spawns you control gain indestructible and annihilator yet until end of turn. Holy shit. This art seems way more flattering for this character than this one. Too. Holy shit, they printed Apex Devastator into Modern? That is fucked up. Holy shit, they printed Crypt Swab into Modern? That's crazy. Holy shit, they printed Slingang Loitant with the text Loitant at the beginning of command on your turn. If you control your commander, create 2 goblins. Those cards are not actually modern. I was pulling your collective leg chat. Holy shit, we were sticking here together for 11 minutes, but we can't find 3 more to fire this Prelem. Seems like a league it is. Aj, puka, kurwa. No i przeciągasz sobie z tyłu. Ale z to fulkiem. Raptor good, you say. I don't quite get it. What does this card do? When ATBs, you get 2 energy counters, okay? Then, if you cast it from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card by paying an amount of energy equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. So it's like Cascade. If you have all 2 drops in your deck, then if you play Amped Raptor, you get a 2/1 first strike and the spell that you cascaded into. You can't cast the cascade cards because you can't cast them. You could play it alongside the energy gainers. The gain 2 energy, draw a card, Tamio card. Then you play gain 1 energy on turn 1, then you play Amped Raptor on turn 2 and you flip something strong. I guess the One Ring. Just as a fair card or anything else with it? Flash, Titan of Fire's Fury, Lightning Helix Titan. Seems okay. If Kroxa can see play, then Flash could probably too. I'm sorry, but energy is not gonna happen, bros. The way they made most of those energy cards, they seem to try to be as independent from each other as they can be, so they're just cards that have some extra cross synergy. You have a lot of them, so I wouldn't say that it is not necessarily the case. You still can't cast Jace of it, right? Why? Conduit Golbin. Before turn 4? Why? Gain 2 energy, play this, flip a 4-drop. My friend said Strix Serenade will be good in blue-white control. Sounds like something a fan of Path to Exile would say. It does produce a 2-2 bird for your opponent. You're playing a control deck? It's a bit awkward, right? It does counter both Titan and the One Ring, so Amulet is officially even more over. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, kill a treasure token. So this had an infinite loop with something. Also, it's a free sack outlet and a pretty good one. Pretty good output, create treasures. So this, Gravecrawler and a Blood Artist. It's just a combo. Yeah, something like that.
He's a phenomenal control player.
69, 69, 69 is the natural number following 68 and preceding 70. An odd number and a composite number. Just kidding, suck my balls. 69, 69, 69,
I'll take the new Miracle is the strongest card.
69, 69, 69, 69, 69, 69, 69, 69, 69, 69, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16.
So you can fit Eldrazi Temple into your deck.
16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16.
You play Vexing Bauble on this too.
16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16.
Maybe Vexing Bauble would be like, we probably don't want to be playing a Chalice deck with this many 1-drops, so you assuredly want to play Eldrazi Temple like more so than the Tron lands. Swamp is a bit stinky, but it is true that you need it for Boseiju. I think Mindstone might be like a decent angle. But I'll definitely play Eldrazi Temple before playing other lands. I'm 16. No, actually not 16. I've had my birthday as a day chat. I'm 29 now. Skoa Ember Maga. ETB shoot for 4. Discard, shoot for 4. Holy shit, is that a reference to Fire Blast? Yeah, finally over. Oof. Think for a sub you die though. Then the narrative, instant draw, get 2. Decent card. Tamiyo meets the story circle, discard any number of cards and investigate twice for each card discarded this way. Holy shit, that is fucked up. How's the prelim? We're at 3 players, so I guess we are joining a league. With Urza, that's a lot of sapphires, which, yeah, then you can crack for cards. I will immediately add it to my cube as soon as I get my hands on the card. It's crazy. It's kind of weird to me that they printed those. Because the only way those are ever used and constructed is for Belchers, and like they typically try not to just print Belcher cards so overtly, but I guess here we are. Waterlogged teachings, search for an instant or flash. This is like a pretty good effect for like combo deck too. I guess it doesn't map onto Belcher or Oops nicely, but spell costs 1 less. For each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Opponent exiles 3 cards until the end of your blah 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 blah. Cool. Tap all creatures player controls, may pay X and choose X creatures, put a stun. But like it's a dual land, it's a 2-colored card for pitching. That's kind of crazy. Drowner of Truth, which is like not only a dual land, but also a colorless Eldrazi. What caused Belcher to die again? Boseiju was the moment when Belcher died off a lot. They made sure almost all of those dual front sides are unusable in Belcher. I don't know if they made sure that that's the case or if it just so happened because Belcher useful cards are pretty narrow. Sword. There's a green... Wow, 1 mana combat trick saves a creature indestructible? That's solid. Double target creature's power and it gains first strike. Wow. Why don't just give it double strike? Well, because it is slightly different, okay. They really needed it to double the power and then gain first strike instead of give double strike. Rush of Inspiration, draw 2, then discard a card at random unless you pay EE. Glasswing Grace, 3, +2/+2, flying and lifelink. This is literally, I guess it even is. It even has the same artwork. The Gift of Orzhova. Damn, even better. Giant monster gets +1/+1 for each creature and or Eshammed you control. That's fucked up. Land that connives seems legit in Yogg. Let's take a look. Texture control connives X there, where X is the number of creatures that die this turn, does it? Maybe. Barbarian Ring. Cephalid Coliseum. What do you use Cephalid Coliseum for other than dredging? Just dredging, right? Would I engage with Spike's MH3 tier list for content? Sure. Drop that link. Narsen target opponent with Colosseum? That's fucked up. MH3 spoiler alert tier list. Holy shit, the resolution. S tier, Ugin's Labyrinth, Flare of Denial, Amped Raptor, Flare of Cultivation.
At this point, a huge chunk of modern Prince cards has been spoiled, and it's starting to become a little bit overwhelming. Being the best 2-mana creature ever printed in modern, which is thing. But I think that there's a very good chance that Amped Raptor is being the best 2-mana creature ever printed in modern, which is a wild thing to say. It might not end up being true. Times definitely balance. You can't really for sure say that before you cast the card a few times. But this card is really ridiculous. It is a 2-mana
Look at the hands of it, it's kinda funky long.
Exile cards to the top of your library until you exile a opponent. You can cast that card, but take it out of the deck. When you cast this card, you are going to get a 2/1 first striker that casts another spell. You can cast a Dragon Magician, a Mishra's Bauble, a Lightning Bolt, a Thoughtseize, an Unholy Heat, an Expressive Iteration, Slickshot Show Off, a Lava Spike. It's just going to be a really potent 2-for-1 for 2 mana.
Or another Amped Raptor.
You're going to hit another Amped Raptor off your Amped Raptor, and you have two 2/1 first strikers for 2 mana, and that's kind of like potentially the floor of the card. Maybe hitting Mishra's Bauble, but that's close to the floor of the card, which is pretty dangerous. Alternatively, you can do more broken things, where you play like a 2 with Aether or another card we're going to get to later. That gives you 2 energy on turn 1, hit 4 mana spell on turn 2, and you get it 2/1. Almost the game on the spot, and there's just not much. Mid-range deck like this, you can build a hammer deck like this, you can build a burn deck like this, you can build just bigger decks. This card is truly incredible. It's super potent, impactful, for 2 mana. It's like one of the best mid-range threats.
It's an uncommon too. So, seems like a mistake if that's the case.
These 4 cards stand above.
Yeah, exactly, Send. That's what I mean.
2 of these cards are fast mana, because Labyrinth gives you 2 mana on a untapped land, where Cultivation gives you 0 mana cultivation. This is a proactive 0 mana counterspell, or proactive isn't exactly the right word, but it's a little bit more proactive than Fortification can be in some decks. All these cards super busted.
DSC was an uncommon too. Yeah, well, so like, again, you can know that it wasn't intended, but still good. Emrakul, I think yes, S tier for me, for now. This is fucked up. Like, what do they think? Printing a fucking blue moon creature. It's as stupid as the enchantment version of it in red, which is also what exists. Merfolk still and playable. Bros, the fucking Merfolk subtype, it doesn't matter on this in the slightest. Have you ever seen the human subtype on Magus mattering? No, it was always the turn your land into mountains thing. Okay, Merfolk. Honestly, the wizard subtype might matter more. True, I guess we've seen Magus' wizard. actually mattered. Punish frame while tied on decks, bro. Why like you always have to frame it like this? Why do we need punishing? Why can't we just enjoy our game and have fun and like have a good time playing instead of printing a Magus in blue to punish Primeval Titan decks, bros? Fuck off. Would you play format that was only Amulet Mirrors canister? I would not. But no one would, so that format can never exist, so it's self-correcting. Also, the Ruby Medallion looks like a thing you could pleasure yourself with. It's like seems a little bit more elongated than it needs to. Although the spikes can be a little bit... yeah, not optimal. Soren in tier A. Soren seems good. Felia? Yeah, Felia might be a decent card. Didn't think of it as a modern playable quite, but... Brea Ethereum Shaper, but that's not a... it's a commander card, isn't it? Alright, whatever, chat. Let's focus on the present. Modern League with Lantern it is, given that the Prelim officially fails to fire. Meltdown in D. Where else would you put it? It's a weak hate card for a non-existent deck. Oh, but you can kill 3 Amulets of Vigors with it to punish Primal Titan, bro. I just talked about this.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Chill out with the
Lantern pop.
punishing. Inspired by Sam's video. In fact, I was reminded of Lantern's existence by the video, yeah. Canister, I have a question. How many turns are a Modern Challenge 32? If by turns you mean rounds, then it depends on the amount of players that joins, but typically it's gonna be 6 rounds. If it's over 32 players and below 64. Having only Saga as my land is a little bit awkward. It's pretty strong that I get to find Lantern off of it, and then I have everything I need except for like a discard spell, but I have Pipping Needle. Let's keep. Yeah, Bubble Shredder, maybe I can draw another land. Opponent mulligans to 5. Or we can find more lands, so... Why no Bow of Nylea and the sideboard Streamer? I have better ways of containing Noble Harak. Seems like... it's going good, going strong. First round of Lantern and we're already doing pretty okay. Played against a Codex Shredder in the last Pioneer RCQ, he was shocked. What deck was that? I'm not familiar with any Codex Shredder deck lists. And Pioneer. Monkey Man. Monkey Man hitting Karn is pretty nightmarish, but... So discard Riot Channeler to... So my opponent has less pressure. I think guardrails to sub 5 C soup from domination are fine. The guardrails are... Holy shit, they hit Karn, but can't play it now. Oof. The guardrails are... I don't know, shock lands and fetch lands being worse than basic. But I guess that's not really the case. They're not worse than basics, they're better. But also the game, I don't know, sucks if you have shitty lands, so just how it is. Imagine monkey hitting lock pieces and opponent gonna Lantern Canny. Yeah, we've had that happen to us already. Before. Didn't cast any of the preorders. Let's cast Lantern. If they want to counterspell that, then I'm fine. No, we fetch for monkey to steal, that's good. Let's play Shredder now. I think they don't know. Let's see if they will try to draw the bolt. This is my first Lantern play since Ristic video. It is indeed, yeah. We need an upkeep stop while playing Lantern. Oh, they drew Druid. They're playing green. But they're gonna exile monkey. Preordain gets past Lantern, that's not nice. Where did we exile? Bobble, Ragavan? Do I care to mill over an iteration? Not really. Because the best it does, it draws a counterspell. Let's probably try to prevent the counterspell. Holy shit, their deck is a lot of card draw, but I think if I play Ensnaring Brigade, they're just gonna get locked. I'm saying those decks contain themselves by being mid-range mush. If you read non-basic Astron Bounce, you'd be more right than wrong. No, I didn't miss your point. In fact, I get your point. Well, they have seen the cards. They have Scalding Tarn, Preordain, and Iteration, so we know what they have. So we don't need to dodge anything, really. Magda. Sure, I'm not gonna mill Magda. Yeah, some of the people what do with like moon effects. They're not used in the wholesome, haha, you're punished for playing 5 colors, man. They're used in vicious, haha, I win because you get mana screwed. Because that is actually the incentive the card gives me. Even if the theory is a bit different. Come on, you didn't show me what you drew. Discard 1 top, 1 bottom. Scrabbling class. I don't know what they drew. Come on, Modo. Did they draw the Magda? Really? They did, lol. I probably don't want to draw another Unstanding Brigade. So you currently have pre-order iteration. Holy shit, like I'm not really lanterning them all that much. Just play a brigade now, hope to resolve it and chill with it, and play hand is pre-order iteration and Scrabbling class. But it seems like their deck is blanks. They might just not have a bridge answer, so like they can draw. Well, they probably have like Otawara or something, but for that reason, I guess it would be good to have 2 brigades, but eventually. An external Fotsis away, something. Maybe Needle Otawara, if I get a Needle. Why doesn't it show me what they drew? They scried 1 top, so they kept the card that was on top. So they drew the bolt, that's my understanding. But I'm not entirely sure if that's what happened. When I started playing Modern, people wanted strings and VL banned. That's fucked up, man. Assassin's Trophy is pretty blank. No. Could find Mekosin Gardens to copy Brigade. I would prefer to draw anything else in this. Yavimaya is a bad draw because it lets my opponent attack once again, but Oh, okay, I have to live with that. Pithing Needle. What's the opponent's deck list? It's Merktide, but with bad cards. Bros, remember when everyone freaked out every time OTC printed a new human? I remember, actually. So right now they have a Bolt iteration, and I think it was a land? No, Ragavan. So I played a Needle and I named Scrabbling Claws, because now they don't have sources of card draw. Guess I don't name Scrabbling Claws. So DRC can like only ever be destructive. Surveilling is not a big issue, so name Otawara. And seems like Villain had enough. They had the understanding of Lanternos. Bobble question mark. Bobble is kind of blank. I guess you could like name it, but it doesn't really warrant getting named. So yeah. I mean, opponent even knew to scoop before playing their first card game 1, so. All I ask is for Amulet Titan to maintain
He's
tier
a
2
phenomenal
status.
control player.
What do you mean
57
maintain?
months since Hogak ban.
It's way better than tier 2 right now, so we're not maintaining anything if Titan moves to tier 2 because of Blue Magus. Only weird thing in the Lantern video was the narrative that people didn't get how it wins. Isn't it fairly straightforward that it mills you? No, not really. That was like one of the very common questions I got when I was streaming the deck. People came in and were like, hey, how does it actually like win the game? But like, what's our win con? Like, how do you win? I just was asked so often. And then, you know, somebody came in and was like, hey, what's the win con? And then somebody else said, yeah, you loop Pyrite Spellbomb 10 times with Academy Ruins. And I was like, yeah, cool. That's exactly the thing. Giganta Mirror. Keep. So we want to play Inquisition on turn 1. It's superficial, the video maintained that thread the whole time. Well, Lantern never really quite broke into the mainstream fully. It was always like a little bit of a weird deck, and it was always a thing that people wondered about, so I think the video portrays the reality pretty accurately. Holy shit, you missed Giganta? I have not missed Giganta. It's very often with us and doesn't do much. Clenching Wildfire, I have 2 basics. Let's take Anti-Seneschal of the Sun. Don't think there's a reason to crack the Bobola. Magda the Horde Master, the second Magda deck in a row. A way to put uncastable cards in your hand seems like a thing Lantern doesn't need. It's good, my friend. No interest. Brigade. Holy fuck, Carnold. Alright, we have the Assassin's Trophy for Carnold. Oh no, that's my own Carnold. They drew a demolition field. Alright. I get so mad for a second. Oh, okay. Fucking card, man. It's so strong. It's kind of weird like that, you know, you defaulted to like this order. It's not how I typically have them. Might get a little bit stuck, but should not get stuck enough to die. Holy shit, the Lantern deck is nicer if you have Mox Opal in it. So they have Holy Heat in hand, so I blank. They don't even have Delirium. So we can stay at one card in hand, that's fine. Gonna draw 2 cards, maybe they'll draw something threatening, but if I play Brigade, I can cast 2 cards next turn. If I Trophy now, that seems worse. Seems like we have enough life to play Brigade. Draw Needle next turn. Have 2 cards in hand and can kill Magda. They draw a Fable, so we can kill the Fable. We won, right? Not yet, but soon we're gonna achieve Zugzwang. And then we win. Once we Zugzwang. Kind of worried about those demo fields down the line. No, they don't do anything. I have 2 basics. Can keep 1 card in my hand for a while. They're just blank. Just main phase activate. Yeah, I have seen the video essay. Sunken Citadel. I guess they could have used it twice too. Kill my other land and I would get a little bit stuck, but if I draw a land still, and I'll be fine. Can you trophy your own permanent? You can't. Yield to draw step. You drew a land, now I kill Fabua. No, you don't want to trophy Demolition Field. It gives your opponent a reshuffle at sorcery speed. And if I just kill the Fable, they get no more draws for the rest of the game. I have a Shredder and they just mail the problematic cards, and currently I'm winning, right? Even if they Demolition Field me, I'm winning, in fact. Now we have 2 Shredders. Vexing Bubble is going to be so good for this deck. People say that, but I don't know why. Vexing Bubble doesn't really seem like all that good for Lantern. Because you need long-term solutions, not temporal solutions. This could find something problematic, we don't know. The RC is blank. Like, it's not fully blank because instant speed surveils can like technically matter, but it's pretty hard to matter. Be careful, they can make a 4-4. Canister, look out for the 4-4. Sure. Nulls out Force of Vigor. No, it really doesn't, because your opponent will just get to 4 mana and cast it anyways. It doesn't quite remove that issue. Still is a thing you need to care about. So like you spend a card on the Vexing Bubble, but it didn't actually solve the problem long term. Lantern is modern standstill, but people don't want to see it. Change my mind. Why would I change your mind after you said something like that's fairly meaningless? This card is the biggest nightmare. No, like card is a card you can discard, it's pretty expensive. It is a problem though. You can needle plus trophy, that's like also doable, but like the biggest problems are when your opponent has like Chromatic Sphere. Let's take a look at what they have. Breach. Not much. Thought of naming Lightning Bolt, but +2 mace is good too. Clenching. So they have Breach and Bolts. And Recruiter doesn't seem to be able to fetch anything. Actually, how do you beat Tron with this? Well, by blocking them a little bit, preferably in a way where they don't get drawn and getting your own Carnot. It's like the easiest way. Oh, they can kill my Karn. Yeah. -2 Storm Drain, take Bolts. Well, Karn is dead, so no. Mill Ball? No, I don't care. The ball doesn't do anything. I think it's this bad to mill it. It means that like the remaining 2 balls are cards that I should mill, but I can take out the upkeep stop. I think for the most part it seems irrelevant. Fable we need to mail. Where surveillance in net positive or negative for Lantern? I don't know. I hope that answers your question. Doesn't Standing Brigade bother you in a similar way moon effects do? No, because you can tap your mana to beat it. Doesn't do anything, right? I don't think they discard cards. Is that more like just for fun deck, or you think it's maybe good right now? It's good, yeah. Would it be sensible to play Elixir of Immortality against Ben and Mill? I think I have one in my sideboard. Oops, that'll kill me. Well, then I had one in my sideboards. I mean, it's kind of sensible, but Burn, like the best card against Burn is Cookbook. You have that already. Killed Inti. Of all cards they had, they killed Inti. But also they don't realize that there is no more game to play anymore. They don't realize they got Zugzvanget. Did give them that one extra ball to tantalize them a little bit, to be fair. So how is your day, chat? One should have purely random Asian Grudge in their sideboard for this matchup. Well, yeah, the Pixies, so... no problem. What is on that cup? It's an Uka Uka shaped cup. Uka Uka from... Crash Bandicoot. Free, warped. It's filled with tea. Have I played Hades 2? I have not. I'll play it when it actually releases. Omae wa mo shindeiru. Nani? Alright, we can mill now because we have 7, so they die. I just target them with all. Whoops, not this one. The MTGO lag is pretty sizable right now, but... fails to find a basic land card. Look harder, brother. This is a much better gameplay than Titan. I don't know. Titan is good gameplay, chat. Can board in a welding jar. Two welding jars. Karn seems pretty bad, honestly. Against like their Field of Ruin, Mana Denial. Let's cut Karns. Let's board in this and Spellskite. Maybe a cage. Trophy seemed pretty poor. Needles seemed pretty poor. That seems fine. I could go Crypt, that's a bit too weak, I think. When you play land and control on paper, are you supposed to complement your opponent's foils and other pretty versions so they don't feel as miserable getting slowly milled out? I never did that. Lantern seems poor. Be careful, brother. One more word in the chat and you take a timeout. Doesn't have green mana, doesn't have brigade, doesn't have discard, doesn't have saga. Probably mold this. Yeah. Just one ring. I have a ring to fetch with Karn. A ring is in general pretty unplayable in Lantern if you need to brigade your opponent, so it's really only for the matchups where you would. To not brigade them. Spellskite eats up a whole shattering spree, but I think I'll still take it. I could have taken Inti maybe. Oh wow, they played a Challenger over Inti? That seems like a big mistake. Yeah, that's nice. How are you gonna fetch bridge without Karn? I don't have bridges in my sideboard anyways, I just will draw it. Play Inti? That's all like kinda puzzling, brother. The way you order your cards and all that jazz. Oh, we have Delirium. This is a bit of a problem that I die, so I will need to find Brigade. Because they can have a reshuffle of the demolition fields, we can't really have that. Well, I don't die if I trophy something, so... can just take 7 and then take... So demolition field, demolition field. In the best case is if I draw Brigade immediately. Can I afford to like spend a this, draw step on a Shredder? Because it's kind of free to play and it gives me one extra look later. Unless like I have like a steerings beneath it or stuff like that. And it's like the look is fake because of the Field of Ruin. I think I should mill. Ay, ay, ay. Basic. You can't use both, so that's fine. Basic will mean I can draw... steerings too? Ah. Well, they can field twice, I guess. In fact... because I'll need to trophy them so they get an extra basic. A trophy DCR. Go to one chat. Holy shit, like emptying your hand and playing your cards in time, it was all so much easier when Mox Opal existed. They play top land. That's crazy. Sorcerer speed. That's really bad to do it sorcerer speed, but Welding Kamjar. We have to reshuffle to draw a Shinka. And draw the brigade, which we fail. So classic lantern gameplay. Smokes Amber Emery cringing lantern. I mean, it costs you mana to play Emery, it doesn't actually add you mana. And it costs you cards to play. Yeah, it's cringe. Definitely cringe. Welding Kamjar is not that good against Shattering Spree, but what can we do? This has basic. I think going Pixies Spellskite with Saga. It's relatively solid. Maybe we should be playing a lot of Spellskite to block. It's bad to have a basic in hand, but you know. There was a 5-0 Lantern list a few months ago. That was mono blue with Whir and counter spells. Had Emery in the sideboard. That is crazy. Lantern is a good draw. I'm getting rid of the Shattering Spree. Let's name Field of Ruin, since I'm about to draw my other basic. Because they might just draw the Demolition Field and then I'll be a bit wrecked, but... Because now we want a discard spell. Oh, Demolition Field. At least Villain is Sorcerer speeding it with my basic on top, which is honestly very nice. I guess they want to spend their 1 mana. Oh, Footsie, that's awesome. DCR, okay. Babiola. Babiola, draw Babiola, okay. Shattering Spree on top. Let's mill that first because I'm milling it for sure. Then I'm seizing the fort. Magus. Magus with all the Field of Ruins, that seems solid. Good deck building, bro. Can I fetch anything with the Recruiter that destroys artifacts? Like, Anti could technically find a Shattering Spree. If I let them, that's whatever. There is Shield Breaker. Well, like, is it in their deck though? That's the question. I know that like Shatter monsters exist, just the question is, does my opponent play one? But possibly. Anything in MH3 for Lantern so far? I don't think so. Saga is blank, but it's whatever. Cage stops Breach from being a... Well, you can take Cage. Pretty close, maybe Bubble's better. Indeed, they had already. To target your control or target creature? Attacking creature. Cringe. Yeah, I think my deck should have more spell guides. Okay, Brigade on top. Discard Self because don't want to tap my Paxis if I don't need to. Clenching Wildfire. Not good. Can I just take the Wildfire? Take 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the last card I bought? I can't remember. Osag Lantern is kind of stinky because you don't have Lantern chat. Might be an okay move though. Should an argument be made for Phyrex and Metamorph in the deck? Not really. I mean, I guess it could be made, but like a pretty odd one. I guess I'm maybe slightly punished for steering Sync for a Grafdigger's Cage rather than a Bobble. A Bobble would have actually made a difference here. Chat, did I let them draw a bolt at some point or did I not? Because I don't remember and it actually makes a difference now. I think I did. Let's Lantern then. Since the last card was the Bolt. Shattering Spree. That's fine. We have that covered with Spellskita. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we? 5 plus 4. 9. So they bolt Spellskite and they kill all the things. No, that's kind of fine too. I don't know if they had the bolts. Well, shorter than 2 marks. If they don't have bolt, I actually survive. No, they had a land. No, they bolt. Who told me they had a bolt? Yes, I did by asking you. I've been kicking the last time. Let's go. Twitch's Fable. Bro is looking for I don't know what. Who runs Shattering Spree? Calendar MTG. Now we have 4 minutes, so we better click quick. Let's go. I have Giganta, but so do they. They probably should have like the 4th Shattering Spree. I have to imagine, and Breach is not an issue, so I'm expecting them to have much more in their deck, so I think even if I never draw a Lantern, I have pretty good odds of winning the Pixies Exile half of your opponent's deck randomly game. By Jag? No, that's like the way to get punished if I get my hand stuck. Get it stuck in my hand. I have activated the second part of Pixies. I don't know what's the count at, but it's more than 0. Holy shit, I need to P2 and opponent is thinking here. SCF stream where a guy destroyed the bridge, Lantern player activate Pixies blind and put in 2 brigades, sorry. SCG, okay. Good play. Guess one thing they could do to me is if they draw Cleansing Wildfire, they can destroy one of my colors and then could get stuck with cards of that color. Step Vaporeon. Holy shit. O, Pain Costs. No kurwa nie, no ziomeczku, nie? Będzie siedział i myślał. Pierdolone 4. Shattering Spree, nie? 4 Shattering Spree. All neatly and easily drawn. I kurwa brother będzie siedział i myślał, nie? Ja pierdolę. What kind of slow roll was that? I think we lost because I didn't grab the Mishra's bubble. And we would have won if I hadn't. So I didn't have the bridge and I took Cage instead of bubble with Stirrings. Seems like a pretty bad move overall. Right, I'll need to pee and then we're gonna resume our league. Right, I hope my opponent in round 3 will also play a Magda deck to keep up with the tradition. But no, bro, it's not fair to say like that. It's just a shattering spree. We did throw a little bit. I made a bad judgment call. For EE is good. You just needle that. Needle it and then like all of them are dead. I play Collective Brutality. There is no Collective Brutality in my list. Brutality kinda sucks. Wasn't there a period where Lantern's Blue-Eyed matchup revolved entirely around the 1x Gideon of Trials? No, I don't think that Gideon ever did anything, did it? Kind of all in on this turn 3 card, but... There was some kind of like a situation where they could lock you with the Gideons. But you could circumvent that in 10,000 ways. I think you... Well, I think the Gideon thing, that was maybe Inverter, aren't you confusing that? Because the first build of Inverter literally didn't have a Planeswalker removal spell. Bro forgot to put his Leyline of the Guild Pact in play. Well, not the best hand for Karn to beat. Did Prelem not fire? Prelem indeed did not fire, yeah. And also Blue-White Control was never really unlosable. It was always one of the tougher matchups because they had library manipulations and Karsa did something outside of combat, so that was their entire deck. It was in fact pretty hard the entire time. Yeah, all their cards were like, their worst cards were like Serum Visions, which was tough. Just like this game, unless we find Brigade. I guess I can Karn for Ringster, but that's pretty bad. Now, would be useful to have a Brigade in the sideboard now, but I guess that is not the case. Cryptic Command was hard. Yeah, Cryptic Command was a live card. Like, all of the cards were live cards. Many cards drew cards. Yeah, I mean, Tron was a brutal matchup anyways, but it would be actually unwinnable. If people save their sphere, I need to draw land. Holy shit, give me back Moxopal, but like only for Lantern. So rough out there. My cards costing mana, all that shit. Wow, great play, brother. Lantern based again? Based on what? I think I can win now. We have a big hand, even if I get Brigade. That was a bit rough.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Carnol's pretty bad
Just
against
2 months till
a
I've
deck
been
like
subbed
this.
for 1/12 of my lifetime.
I think Carnal is not very good against Villain's deck. Why did I play the Carnals? I think it was because I wanted some like plan for Control and Tron. But they kind of failed to impress so far against the decks with actual creatures. Instead I'll play Spellskite, Might, Bell. Needle is also pretty blank against Zoo. I think Zoo might have literal 0 thanks to Needle. Can you side out a Brigade and keep Karens for more Brigades main deck? Kinda? I don't think that's good when my opponent plays monsters that attack me. Can have a Karn or a Stone Brian, but Stone Brian for Leyline Binding. You can needle a treasure, you can only need needle cards. Maybe one ring if you bought. No. I can't draw cards against an aggro deck. It doesn't function. Keep. Only has a fog. Then perhaps. Hello, Olsenos. Dobrze jest. Bros, I can also tell you a short story about my failure at using Twitter.com. I tweeted this with a picture of Shadow of the Second Sun, which is a 4-mana blue-blue enchantment aura. Enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase, there is an additional beginning phase after this phase. The end step happens after the undead untap, upkeep, and draw steps. So it's pretty clear what this card does, but if you read it in like natural language, it sounds really stupid. At the beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase, there is an additional beginning phase after this phase. That just is not English, right? I thought it was funny, but then like I posted and people responded thinking that I just don't understand what the card does, and they're like, this trigger is on the start of your second main phase. This trigger happens at the beginning, the effect happens on the end. So it was a little bit of a failure on conveying my thoughts in a short little text message. Wypierdalaj, kawuster. The reminder text clarifies that you do get a untap upkeep draw and then your turn ends. You can keep the bubble for pick your poison. Do I think that 6 will be good in Amulet? I do not. Because I have Talisman of Resilience against pick your poison, so I don't actually care. Should win this game pretty easily. Well, they do get to deal 3 damage to me. A whole sideboard card. So I fetch Lantern and they are Lantern locked next turn officially. You said this matchup is free, but I see quick aggro with interactions that matters. Yeah, well, I said that it's the most free matchup, which then like that's not very good for Lantern, that is the most free matchup. Sacrifice an artifact, no zajebałeś mi Talisman of Resilience, brother. Which, like, I think it is fair to say that Lantern hadn't seemed very broken lately because, well, no one is playing it, and probably for a reason. How come they have a planes in play? Why they fetch a basic? They had Kavu in hand, now they can't cast the Kavu. I guess they just drew the planes. This fetched with Mesa. Throw bolts, sure. Bros charm, holy fuck. Guess I'll draw the cookbook too. Keep my life gain afloat. I already registered for the events in Amsterdam. What does it matter? They're not gonna fill, are they? But I did register for the open. I don't remember the name of it. The modern event that starts on Friday, and that was the only thing I registered for because, well, I don't know how the rest of the weekend will go, so I don't know what I will be playing in afterwards. Wait, are you going to Naples? Chatter. Are you playing... What are you playing in Amsterdam, Bobsie? Wait, you going to Naples? Yeah, sure, buddy. Kurwa, no, jak mnie tak będzie boltować co turę, to zaraz umrę. No PT, no RC. I mean, I'll come back, it's just I'm a victim of the system because the system punishes people who... like me, basically. It punishes people who just get slightly unlucky and fetch Lotus Field with their Archmage's charms instead of Archdruid charms instead of fetching Atraxas. Do you think opponent thinks they can win? This is always a good question, yeah. What goes through their head right now? What is there? What is happening there? Flame Rift, holy shit. This is Burn Zoo with Flame Rifts. I'm also like not tapping my middle rocks because if you actually tap your middle rock end of turn, your opponent has a weak card on top, then you're weakening your position. So like playing optimally, you shouldn't do that ever. We only want to improve our position. Burn. I don't know if they even play Leyline Binding. Maybe we should play the Ring Fog. Can mulligan in hand with brigade. Even have Poseidon for binding. Forest, Wild Nacatl 1-1. Oh. Leyline Binding Drone. That's just step. I could reshuffle it, but I have the Boseju in a second brigade. Let's not do that. Leading on a forest seems like a pretty weak mana situation, maybe, so. Like. Low odds that it actually helps much to do that. How does being featured in 2 separate ballistic studies videos make you feel? Good. What if one day they released companion partners so you could have two Gigantas? Chad, how many Gigantas would you play if you could? It was not limited to one. Because it seems like it is well agreed upon that one Giganta is good, but what about more Giganta? Do I need to melee Flame Rift? Let's think that through. Take 10. And lose life to Overgrown Tomb. Might need to. Got another hand either, but Stubborn Denial. You don't have blue mana. Cope. I feel like I already asked the question, like how many Gigantas would you play? I could have shuffled away the Stubborn Denial, but I think there is a chance they don't have blue at all. The chance was just a chance. They have Binding Stab. It's unfortunate. I guess I'll need to find a Thoughtseize, that's it. Welling Jar. Stare Aliare. Can pay for stab next turn. Yeah, but I also have Binding, so I can't because then I die to Binding on Brigade. I think if my mana was included like a Mox Opal this game, it would have been maybe fast enough. Like, it doesn't matter which one I play, I need to play it on top next turn anyways. Go to 1 life, this gets stopped. So hoping the last card is a blank. Then I take 6. They play Nakatal and they have a binding, which I cast a Thoughtseize. But then they cast the binding anyways on Shredder. But rough situation overall. Should I draw Jarry because it's free? Can I draw like anything else? Cookbook. Thoughtseize. Holy shit, that actually works. Their hand is indeed binding in a blank. No i chuj, 2 bindingi, ja pierdolę, nie? Po chuju. Oj, 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 oj. How come that, like, they print removal that hits anything, including Enchanting Brigade? That's overpowered, if you think about it. Lost the race to simply Nakatas. I think more spell skies is what the build needs. Spellscar will be the secret solution. I think I have to mulligan this. Pretty close to being pretty great, but as this, it's pretty unplayable. Yeah, more Spellscar, less Karn, and then like you get to block. Flame of Anor, holy shit. But then it is, I think. Could take Preordain too, but at least you can mess with their Surveil, they scribed up. So we can try to saga them and kill them. Yeah, every card nowadays is pretty good against Lantern. Preordain is pretty good. 2 top, find fetch, no trouble. So I'll just make constructs. Bold move. To jest kurwa, ty szanujesz mnie jeszcze mojego konstrukta? Ty szanuj, wyjebane. Actually, I don't have wyjebane because maybe snap bolt. That's probably what they do. So the Flame of Anor is... Oh, I can't even saga against Flame of Anor. They just destroy the constructs for free. But... I guess. Holy fuck, Flame of Anor. Twice. Snapcaster, what is this? Ren. Dobra, chuj z tą renową, trzeba było preordena ziskardować. I probably should have actually discarded preordain from their opening hand. Come Mage's Charm. Bros, I don't feel like playing Lantern anymore. Like this, we run into like the worst possible matchup. Classic 0-3, 1-3 bracket 2. At least I draw mono saga switches. I could actually win, and they also didn't bother killing the construct. Weirdly. No i chuj tam boltuj sobie. You'd have no wizard now, that seemed pretty poor honestly. Do they know who they are playing against? I don't know. You can ping, but
He's a phenomenal control player.
Hi.
what's the cost of living in your home country? It's $300. Wilderness Reg. Oh. Okay. You can draw it as just mana. Point is cooking. Bros, I have to hate how like the term somebody is cooking spread fast like that, like it did, and now people just use it to mean literally anything. Opponent play the card. Is he cooking? Let him cook. Oh no, that's a 1-1 under their control. Vantres. Alright, they like run out of the good ones and they now have mono shit cards. Spiral. We can Vantres, I don't care. They just cooked your construct. They sure did. I think the strongest card from AMH3 is Harbinger of the Tides, and it is fucked up that they printed that. The second strongest card is the Energy White Sweeper. They have Vren and what else in their hand? I don't remember. I don't know if I actually seen that card. You have Vren though. Counter spell, okay. So I might need to remove their counter spell now. The last card is a Bren. Nexus of Fate, holy shit. Oh no, kurva no. They can scry and put it like the second from the top. Huntress. Nexus of Fate. And I can do this. O kurwa, schowali na dół. Preordain. Edge Mace. What do they keep on top? They drew a Preordain. Now they drawing a counterspell. Problem. Kurwa, Flaming, Vanor. Tron. There is so many problems here. Flame of Honor, Flame of Honor. P is stored in Flame of Honor, Flame of Honor. Pros, I went back to clip the Cardinal jump screen. Twitch doesn't let you do it in sub, only VODs. Sad. Draws 2. No counter spell. Kurde, no stop. Don't you have some bad ones in your deck? Ja pierdzielę. Then hide it, second on the top again. Alright, you do have some bad ones. They have... No. Now you scry. Charm. Charm Nexus. O, ja pierdzielę. I can't beat the Nexus, the scrying. Mono relevant cards. What is this deck? 4 Flame of Honor, 4 Archimedes Charm. Brother. Please. It was actually entertaining to watch. Good for you, I'm happy for you. I've been thoroughly entertained too. I think Trophy looks kinda bad. Let's go, Carnold. Show him. I mean, that's pretty good. They also had the like one lander. Those are the best against Lantern if they end up working out. Scalding Tarn, Vantress. What they draw? I didn't quite catch it. So they don't change the card, then it doesn't enter the revealed card zone if pre-order. Bit awkward UI. Red and 6. I think I'll make a construct, I'll let them ren fetch. Maybe it's bad. To get to cast their free drop. Well, like I get to make 2 constructs, that's just solid. I am happy letting them draw mana. Spellcaster Mage. I think Spellskite is weaker to draw than Saga. I should just draw towards Saga. Mortuary. Mortuary seems okay enough. Smell the Spellcaster too. they like want to go through the trouble of drawing it, that's fine with me. Because I'll probably fetch Cage anyways. Maybe I'll fetch the regeneration card. I probably should board out Cookbook. Steel. Okay. Cage to block Snapcasters. Surveil away the Blooming Marsh. Brigade, my one off. Mill over your thing, you joy land. Lightning Ball on top. It's good that they have Lightning Balls post board still. At least a semblance of a blank. Reclamation, sure. That's also a blank. Like, probably should board out Reclamations against Lantern. If you can. Honestly. If that's something that you can do, then destroy target artifact. Shuffle my top. Counterspell, Bolt. Okay, we won against this matchup. Seemed pretty rough though. But we won. There are few enough creatures that maybe I just cut the brigade entirely. I just don't have the cards to do that. Maybe I would rather have trophy than the brigade. One ring is kinda unplayable in this deck. So I can't really board it in. Full disclosure, I forgot to make a sideboard when I was putting this deck together. Holy shit, is opponent watching? They're basically talking to me. Stonebrand for Nexus. I'll rather patch it with Current than draw it. I don't actually want to draw it and name Nexus with it. Okay. Torpor Orb for Tishanas. Sounds not really like a thing I want to be doing, so I will not. Keep the card on top. Kani, is Eastern Europe a good place to retire? I have some friends from Yugoslavia and they never want to go back home. I mean, that's all I ever lived. If you consider Poland Eastern. It's good. But like, I don't know, it's good for me. But questions like that are pretty impossible to actually answer, right? No, I didn't want to play it. Whoops. I meant to play a cookbook. Does London have a good matchups nowadays? Not really. Everything is a struggle because Moxopal doesn't exist. I mean, London against Amulet is probably one of the better ones. Matchups. Maybe not. There's Otawara to Needle too. Yeah, that's a bit problematic. I guess there's many cards to Needle. When Microsoft Garden Spiffing Needle, then the copied needle just is not naming anything. It's just useless. Okay. Okay. Face. Since they said in the chat they don't have a sideboard, that means they cannot have dress down, which means that I just attack them twice. And if they have more Archmage's Charms to steal my constructs, that's gonna be sad, but Snapcaster doesn't work. Flame of Honor doesn't work. So it has to be literally Archmage's Charms, and it has to be 2 of them. Ren could ult in time if they like could jump block, but Cage stops that. So we won. Easy. Easiest matchup of my life. I might stream the Modern Challenge, I'm not sure if I will. Not sure just yet, but perhaps. If I do play it, I probably will not play it with Lantern. I will in fact play it with Amulet. Shadow PT. 2 days ago, Timur Prowess. Did we keep track in a list of every Carol's good versus Lantern in this league? No, it wasn't that much. Like we played against a deck, 2 decks with Magda, which wasn't really all that good against Lantern. On the draw like this, no Brigade. So if you were to trust MTG board and assume that my opponent is indeed on Timur Prowess, then I think keeping this would be unwise. Because I would go Saga, Gardens Thoughtseize, then get Lantern, play like more Sagas. Then I have to find the Brigade pretty fast. It's kind of almost there, but I probably don't empty my hand quickly enough, fast enough. It's kind of unfair that you don't get to play Mox Opal in this. We have Opt, we can keep. Put back Needle. Karn. Holy shit, we're listening to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. What if they made a Halloween version of that game and it would be Pokemon Scared and Pokemon Violent? That would be crazy. Land. Ay, kurwa. Take 6, land. Take 6. Bridge. In theory it hurts if like villain draws land small only. No, actually because my land dies. Yeah, I don't. They have ball that cuts the clock. We can't win. Alright, the Karns. They're just not good bros. I guess Welling Jar does protect from Pick Your Poison, in fact, so... So at least it does fill that function. Giganta hasn't come close to being relevant yet. I'll keep. Have I seen the new Game Object Saga? Yes, I'll put it in my cube immediately as it releases, and I'll produce game objects with it to support the slide artifact theme in it. Do I have a game objects cube? Well, it's not really a game objects cube, but I built a cube. I haven't played with it much yet, but it contains an artifact sub-theme in the color of white and blue, and that's like a artifact slash reanimator card. And also they're saying what he's saying in the chat, because I don't really understand why, but when we hard tested for PT Chicago in a draft game, I got mad and yelled at him for using scraps of paper to represent clues or stuff like that. And from now on, he's just saying that I struggle with game objects, but like only if he uses literal tiny scraps of paper that don't have the rectangle shape of a card, then that poses a problem for me. So, you know, as long as you use proper tokens to represent the objects you're creating, then it's good. Me and my friends already played it. We played a previous version of it, which had more shitty cards because the initial act of creation was to put all the cards I had in a box that looked cool in it, and some of them were pretty bad. Five different ones, and each represented by a media insert token. Exactly. So that does fall into the category of what I described of the cards not being represented by card-like items. Thoughts of Lantern with Meltdown coming to Modern. Bro, no one is gonna play Meltdown. Literally no one will play that card. Doesn't matter. Like you could play Shattering Spree is the same for Lantern. And yeah, live stuff, but it's not that it's significantly tougher than it used to be. For Lantern, like Lantern will be weak. Yes, in fact that is gonna be true. A mountain and a blank card. So it'd be at best one spell. That's good. Hopefully not Dart. Baby boy. Lava Dart. No dobra, no najebałeś mi tym dartem. Ale chuj, no to potem 4 obrażenia, które to mogę zgarniać. Będę mieć 10 życia czy coś. 8. Why not redirect the first dart to Spell's Guide? Well, I have to pay 2 life for that. That seems not really advantageous. Have a mountain in hand, so we good. Can destroy the fetch land. Guess I can surveil a dart, but that's fine. The pixies. It's pretty nice how Pick Your Poison is actually kinda weak after a certain point against Lantern. Falls off. A skąd ty to kurwa masz? Przecież miałeś górę na ręku. Co jest? Wait, how did that happen? I was sure they had the mountain. Not much I could have done then. But was pretty sure that was a mountain. Well, they played the mountain and sacked it, and they just had an extra card. I think that's what happened. Maybe playing a lantern was a better idea than making a construct. But I can maybe block with the constructs, but I'll pick your poison to mutagenic growth. Mountain. See the mountain? That was the mountain. They truly just played the mountain. Okay. So they had cast dart and they had one secret card. That was the breach. But they sacked the mountain to confuse me by not having the mountain in play. Fair. So 2-3 fitting finish for lantern. Certainly felt like the issue was that I didn't get to run out my stuff. Like, the lantern deck is totally defenseless until it deploys a brigade, which then means that you die. The issue is missing Mox Opal. Yeah, exactly. Pink Karn is not justifiable. Spellscape is gonna be weak against Unholy Heat matchups, but even then, like, it's gonna be blocker early in the game. So the deck is probably a tiny bit better now. They're adding Spell Guides. Assassin's Trophy was really bad too, for what it's worth. It's kind of needed in some ways, but yeah. Haywire Might main deck. It's not the least sane thing to do. Not a single main Carnals. I moved them to the sideboard, but with the intention of actually cutting them. Our talisman's good, not so much. They do help with going turn to Saga and then still casting a... Like, they do help with Saga a lot. But yeah, talismans are not particularly good. The problem with Thopter Sword is that it doesn't do anything, yeah. And like, Lantern is a deck about assembling a combo of Lantern, Shredder, Brigade. And introducing another combo doesn't actually make a difference. In fact, it makes things worse for you. Nice cat ears. Meow. How the league went? I went 2-3. Many cards are pretty good against Lantern nowadays. Cage also kind of needs to be main deck, for what it's worth. Alright, did you enjoy the Lantern League chat? I enjoyed it too, anyway. Certainly not getting any better for it soon, but it was pretty cool. I might come back for the challenge in a few hours, but I'll see if that happens. For now, I want to say thank you for watching, stay hydrated, and have a nice rest of the day for now. Maybe MH3 has an insane prison card. They don't print those, so unlikely.